Welcome into ESPN Coastal Recruiting. I'm Christian Gokel. I am the digital director here at ESPN Coastal. Excited to be joined by Jenkins High School legend and former Citadel Bulldog, Javante Middleton, hopping on with us here. Javante, excited to be doing this, man, because there's so many stars in this area that we get to cover every single day, an area that you grew up playing football in, and excited to be kicking this show back off with a guy that plays at your alma mater. So I'm going to let you introduce our first guest back here on ESPN Coastal Recruiting.
Definitely. Savannah's a great place. Everyone knows that. I would take real pride in this area. Like Kristen said, I'm Javante Middleton. I grew up playing some ball down here. Really, I was just on really talented teams, and they made my job really easy. But today, that's enough talk about us. Kristen and I've already played all our plays, took our last snaps, and caught our last pass and scored our last touchdown. So we're going to talk about the guys down here. It's a talent-rich area. There's a lot of college coaches coming down the I-95 corridor, coming down I-16 to recruit what we got right here in Savannah. And I think we should take pride in that, and also just down here in the Coastal Empire. So our first guest today is a big guy that puts his hand in the dirt and picks it up and goes tackle people and hitting guys, making sacks. That's getting a lot of attention from Division I coaches across the country. And he plays at Jenkins High School, my alma mater, as mentioned, a high school that I'm real proudful in, and that's Mr. Tavion Gadson.
Tavion, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm all right.
So let's start it off here, man. Javante mentioned it. You're a big dude. Put your hand in the dirt. You play at Jenkins there. Currently rated as a 3-star according to 247 with a plethora of offers right now. But 6'5", 265 listed right now going into your senior season. I know you got the offers already, but what are you looking to prove out there this senior year?
That my last year wasn't a fluke.
Hey, it wouldn't be a live show if it wasn't for a little bit of technical difficulty. So we're good. Well, let's see if we can get Tavion back on here in a second. There we go. We got him back. Tavion, you with us? Hold up. And we'll be able to edit this out of the podcast there, Javante. Tavion, I don't know if you can still hear us. I think you are currently muted, sir.
I couldn't hear y'all at first. My connection went out or something.
Oh, you're good. We got you back now. No, we're just saying. So you were saying you're just trying to prove that last year wasn't a fluke?
Yeah, I want to prove that I could do even better than I did last year, so that every offer I had, I'm able to stand on it.
So tell us about you as a person, where you come from, about your family, brothers, sisters. Just tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm from Savannah. I'm from the west side of Savannah. I went to school. I went to middle school at West Chatham. My little league team was called Village, is where I started, and I got the love for football. My players, I felt home playing football, being around my brothers. Love my coaches, everybody who brought me up, made it to the next level with middle school, and then got to high school, and everything just got better and better by the years. I had great coaches through the process. I mean, and too much to say about those, but this is my
Tavion, talk about.
Go ahead.
I was saying, talk about the family aspect over at Jenkins. I know back in my time there, everyone was really tight. I could still pick up the phone and call all my teammates and coaches from when I was playing at Jenkins. So just talk about that atmosphere right there.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I mean, everybody feel like either it's a brother or like a figure in your life that you could pick up the phone and call and talk to about whatever. Like all my coaches, I feel like I'm comfortable with talking to my coaches about anything if I got to. I feel like I can talk to my teammates about anything. I'm close with a lot of people on my team.
So what is it about Jenkins that just keeps producing Division I defensive linemen? Because I remember a few years back, Jenkins makes that run to the semifinals. It seemed like everybody off that defense went in D1, and you're just next in line. What's in the water over there?
I don't know. I guess it's just Savannah. I don't know. It's different on Durant, though. That's most definitely it right there.
I was waiting on that to be said. It's different on Durant.
It's different on Durant for real.
Coach Cam started that.
So let me ask you this: you say it's different on Durant, but I think it's a little bit different in Savannah. A ton of really good football teams, and you guys go even outside the Savannah area to play some really good football teams. I know you're a big time defensive lineman. I know you go out there and make the plays. Who's the toughest guy you've had to go up against to try to get back to the quarterback?
Like what team? Because I probably don't know the dude's name.
Yeah, what team?
Might have been what that school was. No, yeah, Jeff Davis. Jeff Davis might have been either them or the tackle from Daughtery. It was a little combat with that. He was going back to back with it, but the most top one would be Jeff Davis. That was the toughest game we faced the whole last season. That was something to kind of get our heads in the right place. Our coach tried to, he tried to get us right because we needed it, honestly.
So that's something you like to do when you're going up against a big time offensive lineman like that. You said it's combat back and forth, and we haven't even gotten into your technique yet, but when you're going against somebody like that, it's got to make it even more fun.
It do. And then knowing that it's not going to be easy, and I'm going to have somebody that it's a 50-50 win or lose. So I got to go and give it my all every time to make the play.
Devontae, you got anything?
Yeah, I was about to ask. So I grew up a quarterback. I played quarterback at Jenkins. I went to college and I played quarterback. And my job was to make sure I didn't get hit by the big guys like you. So tell us, what do you do to make sure that you're catching those fast, athletic quarterbacks and just athletes overall? Because I know in your film, you chasing down guys that are 100 pounds less than you. Talk to us about how Tavion does that.
Well, and I go back to when Coach Cam, when we had Coach Cam as a coach, my freshman year, we did a lot of angle type pursuits. And that kind of started me off with working on angles, like we're trying to get the tackle. So I focus on that a lot when I'm in practice and in games, so that way I'm not wasting all my energy trying to chase somebody down from behind them rather than get an angle and beat them to the next spot. So that's what I try. That's what I try my best to do. Sometimes it don't always work. I might get out of spot a little bit and I'll be running behind them and it might never catch them. Okay. But and I gotta keep. And when it's like when I'm coming off the ball, I try to make sure the quarterback get the ball, so I wouldn't even have to chase him. And then my interior guys, my linebackers, they can handle that for me.
Okay.
So
another thing then.
Go ahead.
On top of the shout out you just gave to Coach Cam about drills and things that you all work in practice, is there any supplemental or trainers that you work with on the side that just help you get faster and put you like ahead of the game?
Yes. Coach James and Coach Ben.
Now we're going to talk about
both of them really well.
I was going to say, we're going to talk about your college here in a second, the offers that you've already picked up, but I know you're getting ready for the senior campaign right now. You guys out there practicing over on Durin. Yesterday, heat index 104. If you're not from the South Georgia, you don't understand what it's like when we say it's 90 degrees outside. That means you can add 15 to that because it feels like it's 104 with that humidity. But I played in the secondary. I know Javonte played in the secondary and played quarterback. Do we even really know how hot it is? Because you're having to get down there and push on 300-pound dudes all day. So do we understand what heat is?
Well, what position you said you played?
I was in the secondary. Javonte was a quarterback and in the secondary.
Nah. It's like because you got to keep getting up and going back down. It's like it get to messing with your head every time you go to a different level of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It then it get humid and you kind of get a little lightheaded, but you got to tell yourself you all right, but you really don't be. It'd be hard, especially now. I felt like it was like 96 degrees out there.
I don't know that Javonte even got hit during this period of the year. I think they had him.
They had
him wrapped in bubble wrap and were protecting him off to the side while you guys were doing all the work.
Yeah, I separated my shoulder one time in a fall spring season preseason camp in high school, and you would have thought like practice ended right there. I went off to the side. I came back out, and for the rest of the year, I wore a red or yellow jersey in practice. Made sure everybody stayed off me. We had a scrimmage game coming up. I got like 17 reps, and like made sure I didn't get touched. We had running backs in the backfield blocking extra. I didn't run the ball. That whole year I had to slide, and I hated it. But yeah, man, I give kudos to all the big guys up front on both sides. I
Yeah.
love offensive linemen organically because they blocked and protected me. And
Yeah.
then on the back end, when I got to college, I love defensive linemen because y'all forced the quarterback to get the ball out fast, and now that's a 50-50 ball for the DBs to come down with. So I commend you, man.
I mean, that's the trenches right there. That's what's one of the laws right there on them lines. Them linemen,
Right.
that's the biggest battle on the field. To me, personally, I feel like that's the biggest battle on the field.
Oh,
The
that's
hard
a fact.
part.
Yeah, that's a fact. Is three most
Yeah.
important words in football: line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
If you can win that, you're going to win 90% of your game. All right, let's talk
Yeah.
about college. So when did you first start receiving contact from universities that want you to come play for them?
My first offer was Georgia State, and I got that one during basketball season. I had just left one of my practices. That was in I think that was like early January, something like that.
And where are you at now? 247 has it listed at 22 total offers. Is that correct?
Yes.
So who was the last one that came through?
Let me see. Auburn.
Auburn. I mean, you can't just say Auburn, like, Auburn. That's Auburn rolling through it. You look at your list, man. Florida State, Minnesota, Georgia, Tennessee, Auburn. I mean, do you have a top 5 yet, or are you just still kind of playing the market right now?
I mean, yeah, I'm narrowing it down right now.
Is that something you can break with us, or is that you holding that one close to the chest?
Yeah, holding it closer. It'd be out soon enough. Probably around.
I respect that, but I wanted to ask you because you're going through something different that even Javonte, who didn't graduate from high school that long ago. I know the days keep going by, Javonte. I know you're starting to feel old, but not that long, right? But you are going through something neither one of us had to go through, mostly because I wasn't good enough. But Javonte, had he been during this time, probably would have gone through it. You're not just having to talk about going to school, right? You have so many different opportunities now that so many athletes in front of you weren't afforded. What are those conversations like in terms of NIL with some of these coaches? Because I know for a lot of kids, it's the first thing they ask. But for a lot of coaches, they say, I want the kid who's asking about education and asking about football.
Yeah, but that's me.
NIL.
That's me. But I'm gonna ask about the NIL, but I'm not gonna ask about it first. I'm asking about education because before I go anywhere, even if I can get drafted after my third year, I'm staying till I graduate, till I get my degree. I'm not going nowhere till I get my degree.
Why is that? Why is that so important to you?
Because I don't want to have to come back. I don't want to have to come back to college after I would already have them retired. And it's an accomplishment to graduate college, and I'd rather it be younger, like low in my life, so it'd be like I already did this, and it's a step in my life that I don't gotta go back to, and I already have it. So that when I retire, I can use my degree to do whatever else with my life when I finish.
Javonte, you're smiling.
You see, I like that. I think we're doing it right over there on Durant. I'm really happy about that. I recently just graduated college, and definitely the most proudest moment of my life. And I have a buddy that plays at a school that is recruiting you heavily and has already offered you, that has the same mindset. And he had every opportunity to, go and forego his last year to go play ball on Sundays, but he decided to get his degree, and he took pride in that. And he said just the similar thing that you just did. Whenever football is over with, because a lot of people always preach a little cliche that NFL stands for not for long. So you don't know how long you're going to be in there. But we know that Tavion Gadson is going to make a career out of football. So, but on the back end, like you said, you want to be able to use that degree whenever you retire from the game. And so I'm happy that you're making that decision, man. It's always what you have to live with is the decisions that you make are the ones that you have to live with. So that would be a good one to live with, that you'll be a degree distinguished individual after playing football.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. You have all these schools that have come through, and they're the big names, the guys we see on ESPN every single Saturday. When you've sat down and you've talked to your parents and your coaches, what have you identified as the things that you're looking for that has to get met if you're going to go to that school? Oh,
First, have to be the education part. Then I'm gonna have to know that, like, the brotherhood on the team would be good. Like, I can come in there and I feel comfortable with the people I'm playing with. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could trust. It's like a trust built foundation. You don't trust everybody, but I want to feel like I can at least trust you to be my teammate, to have my back. I got somebody to have my back. And then another part of the decision is my parents have to like it. Like you gotta come to their appeal. Those my top 3 check boxes. They got to be filled, and then I gotta feel something in the coach. Not whether it's we could be friends, which is not what I prefer. I'd rather it be. I know you're gonna work me and build me to be the best I could be. So
I was gonna say, and Javonte can attest to this too, because when they're recruiting you, right, you're the number 1 player on the board. They want to get you there. They love you. Look, we're friends. You're gonna be my guy when I get you there. And then as soon as you sign and you step on that field, it is flip. You're low man on the totem pole. And so I think it's interesting that you say, hey, I want somebody that's gonna push me instead of somebody that's gonna be my friend. But at the same time, it's also important to have people that you already have trust in your inner circle, so you can say, hey, is this guy sweet talking me or is he for real?
Yeah.
So who are those people that you're counting on?
I'm the players that are already there. The D linemen specifically that's already there, yeah. But actually, it don't have to be the D linemen specifically. But like, if it could be them, that's who I would ask. But the players in general, that's who I go to whenever I go to visits. I try to make sure I get in a little bit of time with players just to really ask them how it is, so I know that the coach or whatever is not sugarcoating nothing. You know what I'm saying? False advertising the school or the program or what they actually doing. He not just feeding stuff in my ear, trying to sell me to school. Like that's what I like about some coaches, like Florida State, Minnesota, those two, like just at the top of my head, the head coaches speaking specifically, like they say they're not offering, they say they're not trying to sell you something, they're trying to offer an opportunity, which is what I like. And they both come with that. And they're not the only two, but those are 2 of school that's on top of my mind that they have told me that, and they had that type of mindset, which is something that really, you know what I'm saying, it hits me. So I feel that.
For sure. I mean, Javonte, I think that's an interesting way to look at it. Is a lot of people will confide in parents, your high school coaches, but I think that's smart, man. Go straight to the source. Be like, is this guy real or not?
Yeah, definitely. I was always a host for official visits up at the Citadel, and I also sat on like our player panels where the coaches went out the rooms, the player, like everyone on the support staff went out the rooms, and questions. Parents just asked us questions, athletes just asked us questions for athletes just like you, who didn't want anything to be sugarcoated, and they wanted to know exactly how the coaches are whenever you get up there, whenever you get on campus. Because I got recruited really well by the Citadel, and my first day on the Citadel campus, I left Savannah with every award you could possibly win. I had won a lot of football games. I've been a starting quarterback all 4 years. I got to the Citadel, hey, put on that penny and go to the back of the line. I was behind the 7 other quarterbacks. And I was like, oh, this is how it is. And then the coaches yelling, they blowing their whistles, they in your face. I was like, man, coach, we were just chopping it up on the phone 3 weeks ago, and now you're yelling at me. So it's a really good thing that you're seeking that information before you get up there.
Yeah, because once you graduate high school, yeah, you're on the top. As soon as you get to college, you're back at the bottom like you was when you was a freshman. So they're telling you,
that's right.
You're gonna have to work, but not only is you gonna have to work, you gotta, like, what I want to find out is, am I gonna be secure? If you get me.
Yeah, we're catching up with Tavion Gadson out of Jenkins, a big-time defensive line prospect, got all the offers in the world right now. I got a couple more questions for you, man, before we let you get out of here. First one is, where do you want to play on the line when you go to college? And is that one of the things that's kind of affecting where you are going to end up going? Because I look at you, man, and Javonte and I were talking about it before you hopped on here. You got the same measurables as the number 1 overall draft pick in Travon Walker, 6'5", 265. I mean, that's a dude who can play all the way across the line of scrimmage, right? You can play any technique you want to, get after the quarterback, put me over the nose guard, I'll go get after it. Or you want to drop me in coverage, I can bat a ball away, right? Because We put a highlight up of you on ESPN Coastal's Instagram where you read a bubble screen out there, and you made a tackle on the sideline from your 9 tech. So, I mean, you're a guy that can play all the way across the line of scrimmage. Is that something that's affecting where you want to go, or is it just, hey, get me in the door and let me work?
That get me in the door and let me work. Because, I would rather be out there on the 5, so not too much of 9, but if I got to 5, 7 and stuff like that. But if I got to go to the 3, the 1, or something like that, I don't got no problem. I'm going to work. Like, I can move all down the line. I talked to some coaches about that. And if they feel that I can do that, then, yeah, that's a better opportunity. You know what I'm going to say? Better chances of me going there.
Yeah.
Like that, of me fitting into their program.
Yeah, don't pigeonhole yourself. Give yourself every opportunity to play, right? You just want to get on the field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last question before we let you get out of here, man, because I know you just got done with practice. It's hot. You're ready for that mid-afternoon nap. I get it. I'm 1,000% with you. Our next guest that we're going to have coming on is a guy that you are playing very early in the season, Luke Cromenhawk, the quarterback over at Benedictine. You got anything for Luke before we bring him on?
Yes. We tell him we both, me and my brother right there. Tell him we'll see him from the left or the right.
Left and the right. We'll let him know.
All right.
Tavion, we appreciate it, man. Tavion, it's been so good talking to you, and I really want to do this again as you guys get going into the season. We're really excited about it, man. Thank you for taking the time today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Javonte, that's impressive, man. I mean, a lot of the things that he said there, I don't want to say weren't what I was expecting, but just kind of a different answer than we typically get, right? You ask, hey, who do you go to when you want to make sure if somebody's not BSing you, right? And a lot of people say parents, a lot of people say coaches. He's like, nah, I just go to the source. I go to the players. I think that's the dude who's got his head on straight.
Yeah, I think so too. And also his comment about just staying and getting that degree. It's so much you can do. You open up so many opportunities with having that piece of paper that honestly can't be opened through football. Football can open a lot of doors for you. Football can take you to a lot of different places. But once you have that degree, whenever you're done saying, oh, I'm tired of hitting people, I'm tired of running into people that are twice my size, or in Tavion's case, just as big as him, because I don't think many people be bigger than him. But as soon as he's done and says he's done doing that, he'll be able to go right in corporate America and get a job. So I think that's a really good thing. And that was honestly a different answer than I expected.
Absolutely. Tavion. Listen, I'm looking at Trayvon Walker's name here, and I said it, dude's got the same measurables as the #1 overall draft pick. I mean, he's freaky, and he's just now going into his senior year of high school. He's going to be so much fun to watch. Not fun if you're an offensive coordinator, right? And you haven't get ready for Tavion Gadson, because that's just one of those matchups where you look at your tackle and your tight end and go, hey, you guys are going to be busy all day long. And then when he comes over the center, man, just get the ball back. Just get the ball back. I don't know that there's anything harder to prepare for than a defensive lineman you just can't block. So I'm looking forward to watch him in Savannah this coming year. But we mentioned it. Got Luke Cromenhawk coming on next. We'll let him know. Tavion and his brother coming from the left and the right. We'll talk to Luke next. This is ESPN Coastal Recruiting. We'll be back after this.